meaningful games, making all 162 count, I think is so important. And I will go so far as to say I think it is a great credit to Terry Francona and what he's done to make sure that they count. I think it will make so many guys on this team better in the future. I mean, whether they become, your team of destiny or, finish with 83 wins. I mean, we're basically talking about a difference of maybe, 4 or 5 wins at this point. I think, high end, maybe they win 88, 89, and low end, maybe they win 82, 83. But to make them all count, to make 162 games count, I think is important for a lot of these guys in their development and for the organization to see where these guys are as they try to build this roster, to win now and to compete in the future in 2015, because regardless of how the season ends, I think, the expectation from everyone is going to be to win in 2015. And it should be.
No, for sure. And I agree with you. Even the young guys, well, you mentioned Ramirez, you mentioned Walters. We got some of these guys that they're sprinkling in here and that are contributing now. I'm with you. I still think it's better seeing these guys in a playoff race, in games that mean something, rather than a bunch of September call, what you're used to with the September call-ups. When your team's out of it, you bring up 20 players that haven't been on your team and everybody's playing. It's like spring training all over again, and that's major league experience, but this is true experience here. This is in the fire, contributing, hopefully helping a team as it chases down a playoff spot. So I think that gives you maybe a more true evaluation of guys too, because they've got a little pressure on it. There's a little bit of meaning to it, not just like an extended spring training.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think there's a lot more value to these games, than if you're playing out the string or like you said, than spring training. And there are guys who are up and are contributing that I've seen play in the minor leagues for the last couple seasons that, truth be told, I wondered if they would have any kind of, significant big league role that we have seen, at least in 2014 as the year has gone on, have a bigger and bigger role and contribute. One guy in my mind that I always wondered in the minor leagues, I just don't know that he can be a successful starting pitcher in the big leagues is TJ House. And I think what he has done most of this year has been a real nice surprise. And I think, you can get a fair evaluation from him. And, the game he pitched Sunday night in Kansas City, that's a game that if you would have asked me a year ago, I would have never would have expected that from TJ House to go out to, give up a run early. I mean, it didn't, it was quick. Kansas City jumped on him quick and it didn't look good in a hurry. And that guy, again, kind of flipped the switch and he dominated that game. And I don't think TJ House is ever going to be, dominant in long stretches in the big leagues. But, I do think he's a guy now who can, maybe be a back end of the rotation guy and give you a chance to win every fifth day. And, you look at a guy like him, you look at a guy like Tyler Holt, even Jose Ramirez. I'm not sure that you want those guys penciled in on your roster in major roles, but those guys are proving in this stretch here that I think they can be some kind of role player on a big league team that can get to the playoffs and be a competitive, championship contender type team. I don't think you want Tyler Holt playing right field for you 140 times in a season, but I do think he can be a good utility outfielder who gives you, a little punch off the bench when you bring him into your offense and be a nice defensive replacement depending on who the three guys are that are your starters. And those guys are important. And, regardless of what their exact roles are in 2014, what they're doing now, improving their value in meaningful games, I think goes a long way into slotting where that role fits for the future.
Absolutely, but that's the future, the corner. teeny tiny corner of my eye is there because I'm double barrel, laser focused right now. Indians have to win, as we've been saying, but they do. They got to get this split, and really, I mean, they let the split already go. They should be looking at taking 3 of 4 here. Instead, they're hoping to get a split, and they did it the hard way. I mentioned it yesterday. I'm like, well, leave it to the Indians to give themselves Verlander and Scherzer on the back end and have to split this series. They took care of the first part. Now you've got Scherzer, and this is going to sound a lot like Cleveland here, but talk about a starting pitcher that just came through an extended stretch of Cy Young caliber pitching, went 6-1 with a 1.78 ERA over 10 starts. Then his last 3 back down to earth, a nearly 6 ERA. He's gone 1-1. Not Corey Kluber. Talking about Max Scherzer here, coming in a little bit cold, so perhaps a bit of an opportunity here for the Indians. Trevor Bauer, one of those young pitchers on the other side, but going to be interesting here. You've got to beat the best that they've got to go out here and split this series.
Yeah, and I mean, talking about, basically kids growing up. I mean, if the Indians are going the places that they want to go, this is a game that Trevor Bauer's got to go out and match up with a guy like Max Scherzer and give you that kind of effort. I mean, that's what the Indians traded for Trevor Bauer for, with the hope that he would pitch and thrive in these games eventually. And like you said, you're not looking ahead, and I don't think anybody should. I mean, it's September, and they have a chance to be competitive, and guys like Bauer and Salazar and Carrasco and TJ House are the ones that pitched them into this. And if they're gonna make you right and make you the guy who coined the team of destiny, then they're gonna be the ones that pitch them to it too.
And that's it. And you're right. Match up with Scherzer, Bauer. Go out there and show us what you got, baby, as the Indians. The team of destiny rolls on. See, you know what's cool about being a team of destiny and knowing deep in your heart that it's meant to be? You don't flip out on Labor Day when you get blown out. You just go, that's okay, because it's supposed to happen that way, So it makes it much easier to ride the waves, my friend.
In your next life, you should be a movie writer, because I think you've got this one all ready to go.
I'm telling you, the script, I didn't write this script. I'm just watching it play itself out. I was just fortunate enough, somebody tapped on my shoulder and said, hey, here's what may be going down. I'm just letting you know what I know, man. Just letting you know what I know.
I look forward to playing the doubting curmudgeon in this movie. It'll
love
be great.
It, man. Hey, let's watch them go out here, take care of business. Then they've got the White Sox. You and I will catch up next week, and we'll see where they're at, man. I mean, another week, another day, another 7 days, another $7. Let's see what happens.
Sounds good to me.
All right, Mike, you have a good one. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the homestand here. We'll catch up next week. Talk some Tribe.
You bet. Thanks for having me on, as always.
Team O Destiny, Mike. Team O Destiny. Good luck in our fantasy league, too, Mike, playing with us. I thought he was gone, so I hung up, and then he was still there. Sorry about that, Mike. I did not mean to hang up on you. Mike playing in the Sports Fix Fantasy Challenge as well. But I'm telling you, Team O Destiny, that's my other t-shirt, along with Dem Young Indians. All right, we're going to take a break. Sit tight. I'm going to preview tonight's game a little bit more later on once we get through the next segment of the show. I know a couple of you guys have called. I'm going to open up the phone lines after our next guest. Trust me, last segment here with somebody eating up the phone lines, then I'm going to open them up, which of course means nobody will call when I open them up. But sit tight, you guys. Let's get a break out of the way here. When we come back, BJ Rudell, author of Fantasy Football for Winners, joins us to make you a winner if you listen to what he says. He's going to tell you who to sit and start, who's his sleepers, beginning tonight with this week and this weekend's NFL action. And he'll give you a quick look for those of you that played along and you are a member of the Sports Fix Fantasy Challenge. He took a look at our draft. He's got those thoughts, who to sit, who to start, who's your sleepers. BJ Rudell brings you some Fantasy Football for Winners coming up next. Still plenty more Sports Fix to come. Don't you dare go away.
The homers, the double plays, it's how you feel when we win. So catch Indian fever, be a believer with the Cleveland Indians.
A public service announcement from the Sports Fix. We here at the Sports Fix and our affiliates would like to apologize for any disturbing verbal actions, but remember, it's better having them trapped in a box than loose on the streets. Public service announcement from the Sports Fix. The Sports Fix, the sports show that cares.
Guys, want to take just a second as we head into this break and remind you about the official business printing source of the Sports Fix, our friends at Signs and Ship. Signs and Ship, I'm telling you, Chris and Pam, they've taken care of me since day one, and they can do the same for you. Whether you're a small business that's already been established and you're looking to grow to that next level and expand your business, or perhaps you've got an idea that you just know is going to be a great business and you need to figure out how to brand it and how to promote it and put it out there, Signs and Ship is the place for you. If you need a logo, they can create one for you. They have a fantastic graphic designer. Business cards, signs, banners, yard signs, mobile advertising, anything you can think of that you need to promote your business, they've got it at Signs and Ship. The best thing about them, too, is each of their locations, whether it's the home base here in Elyria, Ohio that I work with, or their spots in Virginia, Florida, and Pennsylvania, it's all local sourced. Very important to me because we all understand that small business is the lifeblood of the community. So check them out, signsandship.com, or call Chris and Pam today, 440-323-6060, the home office in Elyria, Ohio. Signs and Ship, quality printing at affordable prices.
It's the Sports Fix. We'll be right back.
There's heritage, and then there's birthright, the passing down of important things. We're talking about something deeper than nostalgia. We are proud. The C is for Cleveland and courage and comeback. No matter who we are before, when we put it on, we stand on common ground. This season, it's about unfinished business. Get ready. Here comes the Tribe.
You love Cleveland, and you already know how much we love Cleveland. You know who else loves Cleveland? GV Art and Design. Everyday fans, you and I wear our pride on our sleeves. Now, you can wear your pride on your chest. GV Art and Design has one of the hottest Cleveland sporting lines. Log on right now to gvartwork.com. Check out all of their fantastic designs.
And don't forget, use the sales code FIX10, FIX10, to save 10% on your total purchase.
Follow gvartwork.com on Facebook, and remember, GV Art and Design, it's not just a shirt, it's a statement.
Sports Fix listeners, like us on Facebook today. Facebook.com/The Sports Fix.
Hey everybody, listen up.
Listen up, guys.
Hey guys, listen up.
No one should ever hit a woman.
Not their wife, not their girlfriend, not their date. No woman should have to fear violence.
Especially not from someone they know and trust.
But that's the reality for too many women.
We have to change it.
It's up to each of us, because even one is too many.
Violence against women hurts all of us. Growing up, I was ashamed and afraid of my father when he abused my mom.
The worst abuse of power is when a man raises his hand to hurt a woman. We all have to take responsibility. So if you see someone threatening a woman, step up, speak out, and get help.
Dating violence hurts all of us. So step up and help end it. Because one is too many.
One is too many.
One is too many.
One is too many.
End the violence. Because it's wrong.
One is too many.
Hey Cleveland, this is Tristan Thompson of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and you're listening to Sports Fix.
That's right, let's groove tonight. Football's grooving, kicking it off tonight, both real and fantasy football. So, of course, that sets up my next segment. My next guest, we're going to do a little fantasy football for winners, baby. You know what? I have a laugh at this. I'll talk about it more when we get BJ Rudell on the air here in a minute, but I was joking with some friends. I said, man, you know, I will say that I believe 95% of the people that are in the Sports Fix Fantasy Challenge, all, obviously I host it, the rest are listeners and active participants of the show. So you could see that during our draft. I'm telling you, I've never had a draft like this where every time I came up, somebody snatched not just one, but 2 or 3 of the guys that I had circled for that spot and said, I'm like, man, it's because we all talked about the same stuff for a couple of weeks, listened to the same tips from the same guy, and you could just see the fingerprints on some of it. But I've never had a draft where I don't know if we were all of similar mindsets or